we are going to leave the NFL and head out to the NBA because we have ourselves a new champion. We have the first of the Emirates Cup, the second of the NBA Cup, but the Milwaukee Bucks have defeated the OKC Thunder at a score of 91-81 or 87. Excuse me, 91-81. Wow. Giannis wins the MVP of the Cup, 26 points on 10 and 19 shooting, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists. My goodness, that man can play. All right, G. Mike, man, what was your thoughts on the Cup? Did you like it overall? What's your experience with the Cup now, man?
Yeah, I like the Cup overall. I think it brings a little more tenacity and pressure and good basketball play from the players around the league that are involved in it. Whenever you watch one of these games of we'll call it the in-season tournament because it's what they called it last year. Whenever you watch one of these games, it's just very energetic, very competitive, hard-nosed basketball, and sometimes scores don't even go past 100, like this game. So I liked it. Just speaking on this game alone, I just feel like the Bucks went in there and they showed their championship experience because the OKC Thunder, they don't have that experience with this young, talented squad out there. They have amazing defense. They're probably the best defensive team in the league, while the Milwaukee Bucks are in the bottom half of the league in defense. And then they won 91. They won 97-81, correct? That was the score?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like, to me, it was like the Bucks went out there. They knew exactly what they needed to do, and they did it. They hit 17 three-pointers while the OKC Thunder only hit 5. So right there, it shows that there was a little bit of pressure on offense. There was a little bit of pressure on defense. They couldn't stop them from doing anything. Giannis, he knows how to win. He knows what he needs to do. Went out there, 1 rebound shy of 20 rebounds. He had a triple-double. Damian Lillard out there, too, scoring 20-plus points a game. It was just a great, competitive atmosphere for the Milwaukee Bucks and the OKC Thunder. They were doing good the first half, but then when it came to the second half, it was a whole different ballgame. And the Milwaukee Bucks just, in that fourth quarter, they just took off, man, and they ran with the championship.
Yep. BC, a quick question for you, because this is relatively new for a lot of people out there. Do you think that this can actually galvanize the troops and gets people fired up on the team about winning this Cup? Or do you think the Cup is more just a fun experience that they're trying to get out there? Do you think this actually means anything to the player? Because having them winning the championship, they didn't celebrate, they didn't pop champagne, they just hugged it out, clapped it up, and plan on moving on to the next. I guess they said it was more bad luck for them to celebrate a championship before a championship. Do you think this actually means anything to the players, and do you think this actually can improve or help out or anything?
I mean, obviously, yeah, it's going to mean something to the players. Not as much, obviously, as winning NBA Finals, but it's an in-season tournament championship. You get a nice little trophy. You get a $500,000 bonus, which for some players, it's a little flash in the pan. Others, it's like half a season salary. So it does mean something, I think, especially to the younger players. You're also getting to play in Vegas. You're getting to have a good time out there as well, spend some time with the boys, a little bit kind of growing, bonding a little bit together as a team. So, and I do like the Cup in concept and everything. You're adding some importance. You're trying to add some pizzazz. You're trying to add some airtime to a point in the season where it kind of gets a little dull. And a lot of fans kind of tune out and they wait for All-Star Weekend, and then after that's when they start watching again. So I think for the players in multiple aspects, it's definitely a good thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what tweaks and adjustments they make going forward in next year. I know that we already kind of talked about some ideas on the last show. So, I think it's definitely something that's worth keeping and experimenting more with.
Yeah, G-Mike, same question to you, man. Do you think this means anything to means as much to the players, or is it more for the fans to just get it going for the NBA, or do you think this helps, builds, or anything? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it does mean a lot to the players. Maybe not to the players that are making $20 million, $30 million a year, but they want to help out their teammates. They're with each other all the time. They're essentially called co-workers, but they turn into family. And then you got people at the end of the bench, the 15th man, the 14th man, like BC said, that's half a season salary right there. And you're able to win them that game and get them $500,000, for their family and their friends and their loved ones. Like that truly means something if you're a good person like that. But for the fans, like I said, there's a lot of competitiveness going on with these games. We talked about it last time. There should be more incentives for the fans, which I agree on that. But maybe it'll be more later on, maybe next year or the year after that. They come up with more ideas. But I think the NBA Cup overall, doing this tournament in the beginning of the season, it brings more attention to the league, and I think it's really good for them.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the good thing I noticed in the games that I watched was that I completely piggyback what you guys were saying. The players really did seem like they were into it this year. And I think now that this is the second year, they kind of get the format a little bit more. They realize that, there are people actually watching it a lot more. So I like to see that as they're playing. And the other thing that I thought was kind of cool, unlike, which I totally get the aspect of which we'll be talking about in a little bit about college football, but players are opting out of the bowl games in there. Players, weren't sitting this one out or anything. This is essentially it doesn't really mean anything, but they were playing out there. They were hard. They weren't taking it like it's just a Tuesday night NBA game where they would take it off maybe or something. So I thought that was really cool for the players, and I think they put on a good tournament. And so kudos to the NBA for making this thing cool. It's getting better, and like we were saying before, there's definitely some stuff that can be tweaked, and I think that they will take that into consideration. So I'm pretty excited to see what the future holds for it. But man, Giannis looked pretty damn good out there, man. You can't forget how damn good that guy is, especially in Milwaukee too. I think this might be a good jumping off point for them because, man, they started out poorly, and maybe this will be that thing that kind of pushed them over. And like we were saying before too. I mean, let's face it, after the All-Star break is really when the NBA season starts. So maybe this will be that stepping stone.
And he got a midi now. Yeah, he got a mid-range jumper now.
Yeah, exactly. So he's ever improving his game, and Dame, of course, doing Dame time. If you see the shots that he was making out there, his 3-point range is just off the damn charts, And while we're on the NBA, guys, what's your thoughts? Because there's been a lot of talk about the 3-point shot, man. You guys liking that or anything?
Dude. I mean, I like the 3-point shot for sure. I mean, I know it's changed the league. Before it used to be big men dominated the league, and now it's guards dominating the league. But even though big men couldn't go out there and make shots, Brook Lopez is out there shooting some threes. You got Cat from the Knicks shooting out there, shooting some threes. Like the big men game is not gonna go away. They still need them for rebounds and stuff like that. But if you could stretch out the floor and you can make some threes as well as post up and fade away and make some layups and dunks, you're still gonna be involved in the game. But yeah, I mean, the game has transitioned. Steph Curry did that with a generational talent. He just changed the whole game with the 3-point shot. And now kids want to do that. It's easier for basketball players to make a 3-point shot than it is to go up there, jump, and try to dunk. A lot of short dudes, they'll be able to maybe make the pros one day, like Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson, and etc. But I like the 3-point game. I would like to see maybe they add a 4-point play. Maybe they do something from half court. But
yeah, we could definitely have some. We're definitely gonna have some fun with that in a couple weeks to kind of come up with some different ideas on that one. But no, I definitely thought the cup was pretty neat. I think they did a hell of a job with it. I like the court designs. Some of them were a little bit too flashy and kind of confusing or whatever. But I did overall think it was pretty cool. You guys got any closing ideas or anything on this? Do you think this possibly is a Western Eastern Conference Finals championship?
Yeah, I mean, it could very well be, just because, again, never count out the Bucks championship experience, especially with Giannis. And OKC, again, they could always use this as a way to kind of, like we said, galvanize them, motivate them to be like, okay, well, we came up short in the in-season tournament. Let's go out there and win the big thing for real this time.
I mean, dude, I don't see the Celtics losing, bro. I don't see the Celtics losing. There's 2 of those NBA Cup games. They had Jason Tatum out and they had KP out. So it's tough for me to say, like, if when it comes down to the wire in the playoffs, if Milwaukee and Boston meet up in the Eastern Conference Finals, bro, I gotta take the Celtics, man, because they're going crazy. They're going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, out of the 2 teams, I can see one of them for sure has a legit chance in the finals. That'd be OKC. I think OKC is definitely has a chance to make it in. But if they shoot like they did last night, they'll be they'll be out of it for sure.
Yep.